all fabulous horror movies have got to have meat hooks, just for effect. Excitement. I don't know, threatening the audience into tipping me more. It's got a lot of different functions. I love it. Boom! Hello everyone, my name is Chad Michaels and I am your RuPaul's Drag Race Season 1 All-Stars champion. You might also remember me from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 4, and we are here at my home in San Diego, and I am so excited to welcome you into my closet. Honestly, if there was a fire, I'd probably grab this first. That's how I feel about this one. Oh, I'm gonna do the stupid thing. Oh, I'm absolutely doing the stupid thing. So glad you could join me today. Little front, little back, little guar, little dinosaur tea. Why San Diego? Well, it's my hometown. Came down here right after I was born. I was born in San Gabriel, and my parents came down to San Diego. So, I mean, it's in my blood. I grew up here. I've been away, I've come back, and I just know that for me, there's no place better. So this is home base for me. I'm here on the property with my partner, Adam. We've been together 21 years, and my mother and her partner, Dennis, also live here, and they've been together pretty much the exact same amount of time. We all pretty much met around the same time, so that's kind of cool. Cool coincidence. So we've got a really great setup, both for living and for drag. We created a space for my drag in the garage. This is the heartbeat, the center of the operation right here. You have arrived. And we keep the drag on one half, and then the other half is Adam's workspace and my workspace. It's where we create my drag, style wigs. You know, at this point, I'm even a cobbler. I fix shoes and I look down at these shoes and go, now you're a cobbler. Great. So, you know, it all happens right here. This is really the heart of my drag, where we are right now. When we built the house and designed it, I designed in a 4-foot deep wall closet for my wigs and my costumes. So this whole wall to my left is a 4-foot deep closet. I try to maximize as much space as I can because I don't have a lot. So if you can kind of peek down the hallway here, you know, I've got stuff hanging from the ceiling. I've got stuff on, you know, collapsible racks. So yeah, I'm really good at staying organized. I'm a Pisces. I don't have OCD, but I am very concerned with organization. I think it comes from being an only child, but also being the small space. This goes down 4 levels, by the way. This is stacked to the roof right here. I have packed into this space as much as I can. We're almost at tipping point. I've got another garment rack back here. I've got props up high. And I mean, this continues to go back to more sets of drawers with, you know, jewelry and props and pretty much everything you can imagine. We've got a great setup, and a lot of work has gone into it, but I'm very happy. I couldn't be happier. So this right here is my look from the final challenge on season 4, which we were challenged to create the Glamazon video, and this is my guar inspired dinosaur bodysuit. It's a vinyl fabric, very little stretch, but it's got this crazy like Flintstones print on it. This reminds me of the dinosaurs from the Flintstones. But I have to share with you that this is not actually the original. I know it looks amazing. I made this myself because the original designer, Marco, did not want to part with the original set of the 3 costumes, but I knew that I was gonna be out on tour, out entertaining you guys, so I had to recreate it myself, and I think it came out pretty good. In the 2000s, I had another designer that I worked with who was also a dear friend of mine and Adam's, named Michael Mercado, and he did so many of my earlier looks and provided me with a lot of the patterns that you have seen on my garment rack. So many of these patterns are from my original costume designer, Michael Mercado. He passed away in 2007, and we were the best of friends, and he made so many of my original Cher costumes, my original Celine Dion costumes, and just many of the things that I wore when I first got started in my career. So many of those patterns are still on this rack, and we use them to this day to either recreate looks or to alter those patterns to create completely different looks. Michael passed and Adam learned so much from him. He actually was his apprentice and worked with him for about 3 or 4 years, so he learned all of his skills from him. It was a difficult time to move forward, but you know, Adam and I have worked together to keep my career going, you know, and without him, it would not have gone as wonderfully as it has, and I would not have looked as good as I have. It's all because of him. I do what I can, like I sew whatever I can of my own costumes, and if it's above my pay grade, I turn to Adam, and that's when it gets turned over to him because he's got the real talent, and I'm lucky when he can fit me in because he's got his own client set too. He stays busy too, so I have to like clock in my time slot as well, you know what I mean? I do love the fashion part of drag, although for me, there's not a lot of call for it because I'm a certain kind of entertainer. I'm a celebrity impersonator, you know, a cosplayer, a comedian, so I'm not a real high fashion girl. Where it comes into play is with my Cher impersonation and of course Bob Mackie. Okay, everybody, this is a super special costume to me. This has been in my repertoire for a very long time, actually since 2001, when my original costume designer, Michael Mercado, made me the first 2 versions of this coat. This is the Bob Mackie creation for Cher's opening number on the farewell tour, the first of many farewell tours, but this is one of my favorite pieces because it's so iconic and it's so recognizable. This is the 3rd version of this outfit that Adam created for me from the original pattern that Michael Mercado created. That's where the glamour, the bugle beads, and the sequins come into my world, and those are always gonna be my most spectacular costumes, and the ones that take the most work and time are the Cher Mackie creations. All right, first let's hear it for the front of the dress, and now let's hear it for the back of the dress. This is the back of the Snow Queen. This is the one that we really tried to really get exact to the original. So we put a lot of time into, you know, researching the design, getting close-up pictures, and placing the stones where they're supposed to be. Obviously, this was done, God, almost 12, 13 years ago. So I think if we did it again, it would be like out of this world. But this is my baby. Creating a look just depends on what literally the inspiration is. I draw from pop culture. My mom stuck me on a green shag carpet in front of a TV in the 1970s, and it was Wonder Woman. Let's grab this. Wonder Woman, na na na. Gilligan's Island, Scooby-Doo. If you're a pop culture fan, you know what I mean. If you will refer back to my original season 4 Meet the Contestants video, on that video, I said I am a lover of cosplay. I like to do a little bit of everything, from celebrity impersonation to hitting the Marvel universe. So this right here is one of my favorites. Adam made this for me over COVID. This you might recognize from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is the Agatha Harkness costume from WandaVision. One of the really cool things about this outfit is during COVID, while we were making this and after it was done, Adam was actually contacted by one of the costume designers on the team for MCU that created this outfit. So that was super special and a big feather in the hat for Adam. If I'm pulling from pop culture, the inspiration is the source. This outfit is one of my favorites. I know I say that about all my outfits, but this is really one of my favorites because I'm a big horror fan and I love incorporating horror into my cosplay. So this is a recreation of the 2022 remake of Hellraiser starring Jamie Clayton, who absolutely killed it, and this is my version of it. She's peeled down to her soul and she's feeling gorgeous. When I wear her, I feel very powerful. This is my recreation of the leg lamp from a really famous Christmas story. And you know, it's really fun to be an inanimate object sometimes. And for me, I love nostalgia. Listen, you all know it's no secret. I grew up in the 70s, the 80s. So when this came out, I loved it. I've been watching it ever since. And to actually bring a piece of that to life on stage, that's what I live for, baby. That is what I live for, to give people a moment in time where it takes them back to something that they love and they just smile and go home happy. And that's what this is. Watching myself on the show is a little bit surreal because you want to be on the show, you picture yourself there, and then suddenly you're there. And that's really reality. And it's definitely not what you It's not what you perceive it to be before you get there, you know? It was such a formative part of my life. And, you know, I'd already kind of established myself as an entertainer, but this really kind of just gave me an extra platform, an extra elevation for people to see what I do. And, you know, if they like it, to, you know, drag me out into the world and put me on a stage. And that's, for me, has always been the most exciting part, is performing live. All right, so the year was 2012 when I first competed on RuPaul's Drag Race, and that was season 4. And I've managed to hold on to a few of my iconic looks from the season. I have to be honest and let you all know that most of them are gone at this point. It was a while back, and over the course of time, I have donated the majority of my runway looks to charity, and I feel great about it because it opened up space for me and it made someone else happy and did some good for the world. But I do have a few looks left that I want to share with you. So putting looks together for season 4 was exciting because right off the bat, you're challenged with a list of looks that you have to achieve in a very short time to do it. So that in itself felt, you know, exhilarating, and it's like the competition begins before the competition begins, really. All right, so the next look I want to share with you is one of my most iconic looks from the show. It's one of the looks that I still get so much feedback today on social media from Drag Race fans. This was created by Adam McGee. This was for the inaugural ball challenge, the presidential debate challenge, as it were. I think that my favorite look would probably be the inaugural gown. This is what I wore for the runway. I think that the challenge was show us a look that you would wear to an inaugural ball. So this was it, and it's got the full circle emerald green satin skirt and the cream lace top. What did they call me? They called me Lady Bird Johnson in that.
Don't you mean Lady Bird, Michael?
That was my nickname. I think they said, oh, it's very Lady Bird. And yeah, people love it. This has been drawn a million times, and it's just one that I knew not to get rid of. This is one I'm probably gonna hold on till the end. I don't know where it's gonna end up. Maybe it will end up with Lucky You. The looks I kept from season 4 to keep for myself kind of forevermore are the ones that meant a lot to me. Like the Glamazon look from the video, you know, that's on press forever, you know, and I just wanted to have that. The inaugural gown is something special between me and Adam. You know, that's something that will always mean something to me. And then the giraffe is, for me, that's my Snatch Game win. That's my runway for my Snatch Game win. So that will always be near and dear to my heart. Yes, everyone, it still exists in this world. Yes, it does, all these years later. But this is the giraffe bodysuit that I wore for the runway on the Snatch Game Challenge episode, which I won. The funny story about this is that before I left, I think that I had checked all the boxes on the looks that were required for the runways, but I just felt like I needed some, you know, aces in my pocket. So Adam literally whipped this up the day before I left for season 4. Oh my God, I miss you so much.
I miss you too, baby.
I'm gonna wear the giraffe bodysuit that you made today.
Fun.
It was inspired by the Victoria's Secret model runway. I'm not sure what year it was. I'm getting old, but here it is. I love it. I still wear it. I do Glamazon in it, and I still have the original yellow wig somewhere up in this closet, but I've held on to this because it kind of defined an era in my life, and it was a great day for me on Drag Race. It was kind of the day that I went there for, you know, to show off my celebrity impersonation of Cher to the world, you know, and on that stage. So this means a lot to me, and I'll be hanging on to this one too. Season 1 of All Stars was many things. So obviously, yes, it was their first shot at doing an All Star season. It was a wonderful experience. It happened right on the heels of season 4 for me, so I did not have a lot of time to prep. But I thought, you know, you don't pass this up, you know, so went for it, and it was a crazy time. But, you know, every season is bad. You know, it's all crazy, and each one has its own specific set of lunacy. And it's its own animal. And people say that all the time. There has never been anything like season 1. There really hasn't. So I'm proud to have been on season 1 and to have done it, and somehow won.
Chad Michael.
You know, me being back in the volumes a little bit. I'm 12 years ago. That was kind of another era. So I think if queens can look back at these early winners and be inspired by us, that's great. But honey, time marches on, and style changes, and likes and dislikes change. So if the newer girls can look at me and go, hey, Chad did it like this, that's cool. I can do that, but also put my lick, my spin on it. So we're a reference point and hopefully a standard. I hope I set a standard, maybe a low one, but I don't know. You know, that's all you can hope for, because every season you just get paved over deeper and deeper, you know, but that's totally okay, because that's the natural order. A drag career, a life, whatever, it rolls out exactly as it's supposed to. And hopefully along the way, you can light a few little fires to move it forward.
What do you think is next for you?
I don't know what's next for me, because life has thrown so many things at me that I absolutely I didn't see it coming. Just this year, I got a call from Monaco, from the organizers of the Rose Ball for Prince Albert and his princess, and I got to perform for royalty. I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined myself performing for royalty. All I have to say is get ready, because life is, I'm gonna totally cry. Life is beautiful. Be there for it. Show up. Do the best you can, because like, if you put out that energy, the universe will respond. Such a softie. All right, everyone, it has been so much fun showing you all my closet. Thank you for stopping by, but as you see, I've got a handful of puppies and some drag to make, so I have got to go. Listen, enjoy yourself in San Diego. It is America's finest city, and I will see you all later.